Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Walts, and today we're launching the start of a new series. We're going to call it Walts Specials, and with this, what we're going to do is kind of take you through the customer journey of, a system that we sold and installed and kind of how everything went down, so that you can get a better idea when you're shopping. And if you come to our retail store here in Tempe, Arizona, you can expect the same type of experience. And if you're out of state, you could still shop through Walts on our website or through Amazon. So don't fear, you can be taken care of. Now, the system we're talking about today is a special type of system because it requires a specific type of install and look. And it was a little difficult to get that at first, but we were finally able to achieve it. So what did we go with? Well, we started with a 83-inch G3 OLED TV from LG, and then a JBL soundbar, the 1300X. This is their big, bad, awesome soundbar. We've done videos on both these TVs, so you guys should definitely go check those out if you haven't already. But the way that this journey started was when the customer came into the store, and what they were, complaining about with their previous system, they had a Bose surround system, and it just wasn't connecting. It just didn't sound good. It kind of lost quality, is kind of the words that they had, given me. And then also their TV it just wasn't handling the color the way they wanted it to. It was nice at first, but obviously they were ready for an upgrade. And, while they were here in the store, one of the things that I was really focused on is, comparing and contrasting the different qualities of, OLED and QLED and, what they watch. So, one of the things I kept asking them was, what's the most important to you? And movies kept coming up. Sports were important, but movies were more important. And, they just wanted a real cinematic experience without having to go through a hardwired receiver. So with that being said, I kind of narrowed it down to OLED and, a soundbar, definitely a soundbar for, that cinematic experience. Something with detachable rears was kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't know if they'd want to go Samsung or JBL. It just kind of depended on, what they thought in the store. And what was cool is they were able to hear that JBL 1300X because we did have it here on the show floor, and they were blown away by the sound quality, just how loud it could get. And it definitely did a lot better than their old Bose system. So they were pretty sold on the soundbar right away just because of how good it sounded. But the TV is kind of where we had to figure out what was going to work best because, they wanted the quality for the movies, but they also wanted that, flush look. And you can really only achieve that with the frame TV or the G3, G2. And so they kind of just had to pick between the two. The frame doesn't have as quality of an image, but it looks more realistic, like a picture frame, as to where the G, it's not really a picture per se, but it can get to that flush mount with the cable management. So it was kind of between those two, and they ended up going with the G3 because of the picture quality, and again, movies were really important to them, so that's why we picked the G3 and then the JBL 1300X. Now, we'll say that when you go to install this, there's a few tips I guess I'd give you. Is the fact that it's not going to sit exactly flush on the wall unless you have it perfectly cable managed, and you have to route those cables before you put it on the wall, or else it's going to be really hard to get it to kind of flush up against the wall. And also, if you have a notch in the wall where you're putting it, it'll make it a lot easier because then you can kind of shove everything behind. But if not, you have to have all the cables come out in the same area and go down through the wall, because it's just not going to be perfectly flush unless you can get it perfectly lined up. If you do get it perfectly lined up, it's going to look amazing. I think it looks good either way, but it just is kind of to your preference. And especially with like what kind of wall or entertainment center you're doing, they decided to do a floating shelf, which was nice, so they could put some of their components down there. If you had a frame TV, it would be easier to put the one connect down the cable, through the wall, but it just doesn't look as good. It's not going to perform as well in the movies. Oh, and if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Now, also, we didn't want to miss out on any audio quality, so we did go with an AudioQuest Blueberry cable to connect that soundbar to the TV, just so they'd be getting the full, experience and not missing out on any sound. You can check out our AudioQuest video as well. But, cables is a whole nother story. Now, we didn't really talk about the rears too much. I kind of want to talk about that. They hadn't really decided yet if they were going to keep them on their windowsill or get, speaker stands or mount them on the wall. So they're going to kind of just play around with it, see how it works. I gave them the options, so hopefully they can find what fits best for them. We did do a little test on Top Gun, and it sounded amazing, looked amazing, and there was even windows open. So it was really cool to see kind of a whole system from start to finish. And, you know, I hope that this is something you guys like seeing as well. We're going to do more videos like this. If you guys have the JBL 1300X or the G3, let me know what your experience has been down in the comment section. And if you guys want to pick up either of these two products, we do have both of them on our website or here in our retail store. So I'll leave those down in the description. And, you know, we really do appreciate your support. I think that's all for this first Walts specials. There will be more to come. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested, make sure to email me at youtube@walts so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.